As someone with sensitive guts, I look at foods and I immediately start calculating, like, what's this going to do to my inside? But I'm also often very drawn to those exact same foods.
Well, that's a problem for a lot of people.
And here's something I didn't know until recently. A lot of foods that cause digestive issues contain compounds called FODMAPs. And that's where Fodzyme comes in.
Fodzyme is a tasteless powder you sprinkle right into your food, and it helps break down FODMAPs, the hard-to-digest components in food that can cause bloating, gas, and pain before they cause discomfort.
And I was making a salad the other day, and it was like half raw cabbage. So what did I do? Sprinkled a little Fodzyme on there.
It makes digestion easier so you can eat more of what you love. Think of it like Lactaid, but for garlic and onions and wheat, beans, cheese, other common foods with FODMAPs.
Every customer gets access to a free consultation with a registered dietitian who can help you figure out how to use Fodzyme with your specific trigger foods.
We're excited to partner with Fodzyme and offer you 30% off your first order when you go to icaneatagain.com/oddities.
That's icaneatagain.com/oddities for 30% off your first order.
Finally, you can enjoy your favorite foods without the pain. Just go to icaneatagain.com/oddities.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
The Box of Oddities.
Just getting ready to start this episode, I get a notification from Amazon that we have a package which includes sea creatures arriving today.
Oh, I'm so excited.
What is this?
So, as you know, I'm working on a project, and I'm very excited. This is a really important part of that project.
Is this for Super Chomp Summer?
You know it is.
Okay, explain.
I'm so excited.
You create holidays and seasons, and I love this.
Thank you. So yes, Super Chomp Summer will begin on June 21st. It will last 13 weeks, and each week we will watch a sea monster style movie.
Okay.
So think like The Meg, Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But, of course, we can't just, like, pick out a movie and watch it. So
No.
we're going to have, like, an advent calendar style situation where we select a movie by way of sea creatures that I have purchased.
Live sea creatures?
No, they're the ones that are being delivered. Come on. Anyway, I was actually out buying a kiddie pool the other day, and I was talking on the phone with my mom, and she's like, what are you doing? And I said what I was doing, and she was like, for what now? And I said, for Super Chomp Summer, and I explained it. And she was like, I don't understand. What is this for? And I was like, it's for us. So we'll watch 13 weeks of Super Chomp movies, and she's like, but what is it for? And I said, it's for me and my husband so that we can watch and she's like, it's just for you two? And I said, yeah. And she was like, you're so ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm like, you don't make any sense.
It's amazing to me that this type of behavior from you surprises her at this point.
We do it every year for the October Super Scary Movie Halloween Advent Calendar Fest or whatever it's called.
We also have done Zombie Santa.
Yes, for Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I love a watch-a-thon.
I know you do.
And I feel like there are a lot of sea creature, sea monster, sea adventure movies that I haven't seen.
And what better time to watch them than during the summer solstice?
That's exactly right. So 13 weeks of Super Chomp movies, and I have paired each of the movies with a salad, but we don't need to get into that right now. Right now, it's just about getting the pieces and putting it together. So it's ready to go for June 21st.
All right. Are there any other unusual Amazon deliveries that I should be keeping an eye open for?
Yes, magnets.
Okay. All right. Magnets. Sea creatures and magnets. Gotcha.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Am I right? This is kind of a weird topic, and it's one of those situations where I chose what I wanted to research, and then it kind of led me down into a weird little combination of things.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And it started out, I saw the PBS documentary on the triangle shirtwaist. What?
You ordered buttons. You ordered dog buttons.
This is what happens when Kat realizes that I ordered something from Amazon that she wanted. You wanted those little doggy talk buttons.
Yes. I feel like Lukey's going to be very good at it. I'm sorry. I hadn't been skulking around in Amazon for a while. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Sorry.
Yeah. So the triangle shirtwaist, or is it waist shirt?
Shirtwaist.
So I was watching this documentary about the triangle shirtwaist fire, the disaster from the early 1900s, where people jumped off of buildings to escape this fire. And it got me thinking about industrial accidents. And that's where we're going to start, because again, as I said, it becomes its own thing.
No, I get it. Why do we know that there are 250,000 street lamps in New York City?
Exactly right. Industrial accidents in the late 1800s and early 1900s were way too common. There were little to no safety precautions. It was stuff like the Triangle Shirtwaist fire that actually started to change safety codes, or actually create them. There weren't any. In many cases, the death tolls mounted quickly in some industries, but there was one industry in particular that had a reputation for being one of the most deadly. Long before refrigerators, before grocery stores had frozen food aisles, before anyone could make ice by just pressing a button, entire communities depended on winter itself, and every year they went and harvested ice.
Yes, ice harvesting was huge in Maine.
And that's how my topic went off the rails, because I started looking at the Bangor, Maine connection to all of this. And I found some interesting things. As you mentioned, our hometown area of Bangor, Maine. In fact, the old brick building for the Getchell Brothers Ice Company is still located as you cross the bridge from Bangor into Brewer. It's on the left-hand side, right on the bank of the Penobscot River. And it's been there since 1888. A couple of teenage boys, J. Calvin Getchell and Fred Getchell, founded this ice company when they were kids in 1888. And in 2021, after 133 years as a family-owned Maine company, Getchell was acquired by some company called Arctic Glacier, but it still operates to this day. And for most ice companies, this type of history was typical. Workers would score giant grids across the ice. They would cut these enormous blocks free, hundreds of pounds each, sometimes thousands of tons, harvested from a single lake or river over the course of the season. And the blocks were dragged from the water, loaded onto sleds, and packed into massive ice houses like the big brick building that I just mentioned in, technically it's Brewer. And on the side of that building, there's still an old painted sign that says Getchell Brothers Ice, still to this day.
I guess I never noticed that.
And all of this labor happened so that people could have cold milk in July. It's really incredible to think about the difficulty and the exertion it took in order to do this.
It sounds made up.
It was very, very dangerous, as you can imagine. Because frozen lakes have a nasty habit of pretending they're solid. And all it takes is one bad step. But then you've also got people dealing with these big blocks of ice, hundreds of pounds apiece in many cases. So there were a lot of people that got crushed by shifting blocks. Some were trapped by equipment. Others simply fell through the ice. Many just froze to death after exposure, long cold days out on the river. And unlike modern industrial accidents, these deaths happened in places that were very isolated to begin with. Frozen lakes and snow-covered shorelines, dark storage buildings, packed floor to ceiling with ice. The kind of places that, if you'll pardon the expression, give you the shivers. Because after enough tragedies, something begins to accumulate. Are you thinking residual hauntings? Well, maybe yes, but I'm just referring to stories. about residual hauntings.
Is it ice tape theory?
Almost every old industry develops folklore eventually. Miners, they've got their ghost stories. Sailors, ghost stories. Railroad workers have ghost stories. And ice harvesters were no different. Across America, local legends began attaching themselves to lakes and rivers and those old brick ice houses where fatal accidents occurred. People reported hearing voices inside these empty storage buildings or footsteps echoing across the structure, the scrape of something being dragged across a wooden floor long after everybody had gone home.
Oof.
Some stories claimed that there were spirits of men, that these were the spirits of men who had drowned during previous ice harvest generations. Others said they were workers endlessly searching for a way back to shore. Now, I mentioned the Getchell brothers, as you pointed out, our hometown area of Bangor, Maine. And Bangor is a town that has a reputation for dark history, and maybe it's because Stephen King lives there now.
No.
But there are plenty of stories about hauntings in Bangor. The Charles Inn, Mount Hope Cemetery, the old Bangor Opera House.
We've discussed this. Spooky Bangor predates Stephen King.
It does. He just added to the whole patina of it. And the Bangor Opera House, that's a story on its own. The original Bangor Opera House was one of the city's most beautiful buildings, and it opened in 1882 on Main Street. It hosted major stage performances, lectures, appearances by notable figures, including Oscar Wilde. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
But around midnight on January 15th, 1914, a fire believed to have started near a boiler spread quickly through the building. By the time firefighters arrived, and you have to remember it was winter time, flames had already reached the roof and temperatures were below zero. And that made it very difficult with 1914 firefighting technology.
Right.
And the tragedy worsened when part of a structure collapsed and it killed two Bangor firefighters, a guy named Walter J. Morrill and John F. Leonard. The Opera House stood vacant for a number of years. It was reopened in 1920 as an Egyptian-inspired vaudeville theater, and today it's the home of the Penobscot Theater Company. And I've had the pleasure of trotting the boards there for three different performances, and I've spent a lot of time in there, and I've had some weird stuff happen. I was in the wardrobe section. You know where that is. You worked there for a little while. The wardrobe department up in the very, very top.
Yep.
Used to be part of the balcony. I was being fitted for something, and they handed me a pair of pants, and I put it on the back of a chair, and I turned around. They were showing me some other things, and I turned back, and the pants were gone.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. A ghost stole my pants.
I guess so. That's the only explanation.
Anyway, getting back to the ice house deaths, there's one account of a Bangor man who drowned in the Penobscot River in the winter of 1898. And for decades, reports would come in from people who swore they saw a man's body face up trapped under the ice.
Oh, I hate that.
I know. It was always spotted at the very location where this man had drowned.
Oh, I didn't hear. I've never heard of that. I really wish I hadn't.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. You know where the new bridge is that goes across into Brewer, or the newer bridge?
No, they're both the same age to me.
You know the Harlow Street Bridge that goes over to Brewer?
Yes.
That's where those sightings had taken place, in that area.
Oof.
People would look over the bridge and they would swear that they saw some guy floating under the ice.
Thumbs down.
And when you live in a small town like this in the late 1800s, everybody knows everybody. A guy falls through the ice, or he gets crushed during harvest, or disappears beneath freezing water and never resurfaces. His family still lives down the road, and his children attend the school. His friends still work on the river every winter.
So why don't we share more stories about him still being trapped under the ice?
That's the way it goes.
That's so creepy.
And that's because the stories grow, especially in small communities like this. It's how communities carry their dead. But what makes the ice house legends feel different from other types of ghost stories like miners or sailors or whatever is the fact that it's tied to this almost forgotten world, this forgotten industry. The giant ice houses have mostly disappeared. The harvest crews, they no longer exist. The horses, the sleds, the saws, you don't see them anymore. They're all replaced by compressors and refrigeration systems.
What's really interesting is I think there's a certain romanticism about this time period, and you can kind of picture like an ice harvest on a Currier and Ives tin.
I think there actually was one.
Right? But it was incredibly dangerous work.
It really was.
And hard and not romantic at all.
For centuries, getting ice required risking your life.
I don't know if I like cold foods that much.
But every haunted place has a history, whether it's a battlefield or an abandoned hospital or an opera house. Sometimes it's a frozen river. It's a place where men marched into the winter darkness carrying lanterns, and only some of them came back. And if local legends are to be believed, a few of them may still be walking there, just beyond the edge of the ice, just beyond the lantern light, and just under the ice facing up.
Stop.
Waiting for a rescue.
No.
So anyway, sorry that kind of meandered about a little bit, but
I liked it.
It was interesting to me. Hopefully it was interesting to you. My source information, The Ice Harvest, Its History and Technique in North America, David J. Ostergren. Also, Refrigeration Nation, Jonathan Rees, and historical accounts from the Wisconsin Historical Society, the Library of Congress, and the Bangor Historical Society.
It's wild that I've actually used that as a resource myself. Refrigeration Nation.
You have?
Yeah. You remember when I talked about the exploding refrigerators?
Oh my God, that's right. Wow, okay. So anyway, we highly recommend Refrigeration Nation for those of you who are into the history and lore of the refrigerator.
When I was in middle school, I wanted to fit in with the cool kids. And one day they were making fun of this girl because she was wearing stirrup pants, and I got in on it. And I was like, stirrup pants. We ended up becoming friends. It wasn't a big deal. But I still think about that, especially when I'm trying to sleep. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, remember that time you were mean in 7th grade?
I do that all the time. Those thoughts can spiral out of control and cause insomnia. And as a person that suffers from that, I'm loving the products that we get from Tanasi. Calm, relax, easing of your anxiety. Relief, it soothes and relieves aches and pains. You'll get rest, better sleep. And all Tanasi products are THC-free and contain a patented CBD plus CBDA formula. Makes it 2 times better than CBD alone, and better than over-the-counter drugs like acetaminophen when it comes to supporting your body's response to inflammation.
Their soft gels are especially popular because they're an easy addition to your daily routine, and their gummies are a great option if you're new to CBD.
They have tinctures, too. Satisfaction guaranteed. Give Tanasi products a try, and if you don't love them, you'll receive a full refund.
Go to Tanasi.com and use promo code oddities to get 25% off at checkout.
That's TANASI.com to get 25% off your first order with promo code oddities. Hey, we got this email. Kat and Jethro, just a quick thank you. I heard you mention quince on your show a while back and decided to order a few things for my mom for Mother's Day.
Aww.
She absolutely loved them and has already asked me where I found the brand. So thanks for accidentally making me look much more of a thoughtful daughter than I probably am. And yeah, we love quince. I'm wearing my quince shorts right now.
And making our way into summer, those shorts are going to be an essential for you.
Quince has beautiful everyday pieces like 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops with styles starting at $32.
And the really important thing for us is Quince works directly with ethical factories. So you're paying for quality, not for a brand name.
And everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar products.
I have a set of Quince linen pillowcases on my bed right now. Oh, it makes me feel like such a fancy lady.
It's time for a new summer wardrobe. Elevate your wardrobe. Go to Quince.com/oddities for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada, too.
Woo.
That's QUINCE.com/oddities for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/oddities.
And now, that thing in the middle.
Day's thing in the middle, inaptronyms.
Okay, so the opposite of atronyms.
Aptronyms.
Aptronyms. Okay, yeah, I can't say
The thing that we did the last time.
Right, that's the one.
An aptronym is an aptly fitting name when a profession or a person's personality matches the name that they have. This is the opposite of that.
Okay.
For example, Frank Beard, the drummer for the rock band ZZ Top, and famously the only member of the band who did not have a beard.
I know, I often thought that was highly ironic.
It's because it's an aptronym.
There's a police officer who in Britain whose name is Rob Banks.
Same idea, a former police commissioner of Philadelphia, Danielle Outlaw.
I love this one. A former CEO of the nonprofit organization Food for the Poor is named Robin Mahfood.
And the Roman Catholic Archbishop of Manila in the Philippines, Cardinal Sin.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The Box of Oddities with Kat and Jethro Gilligan Toth.
What you got for me?
You know, when you do that, it reminds me of RuPaul saying, "Bring back my girls." Because it's a little different every time.
Sure, yeah.
Bring back.
My...
When we think about World War I, we usually think about impossible circumstances, artillery bombardments that lasted for days, trenches, shell craters,
Mustard gas.
and dangers that previous generations of war could scarcely imagine. The conflict introduced tanks, machine guns, aerial combat, and large-scale chemical warfare. More than 16 million people lost their lives.
Wow.
Millions more returned home carrying physical and emotional wounds.
And the flu virus.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a war that demanded extraordinary bravery from those who fought it. And it also created a surprising role for some very unlikely recruits. Kittens.
What?
During World War I, cats became an unexpected but important part of military life, though having an understanding of exactly how many is absolutely impossible. Some estimate that as many as 500,000 cats served in the trenches, with many more living aboard naval vessels.
Just as companions?
No, their primary job was pest control.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The trenches of the Western Front were plagued by rats, which consumed food supplies and damaged equipment and spread disease in some cases. The conditions were ideal for rodent populations to explode, and traditional traps were often ineffective in the mud and the chaos of trench warfare. Cats provided a practical solution and were brought in large numbers to help control the problem. Cats served aboard ships, where they continued a centuries-old maritime tradition. Sailors had kept cats on board to protect food stores from rats and mice, and World War I was no exception.
I remember reading that was one of the reasons why the ancient Egyptians worshipped cats, is they protected their grain stores.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's only because cats don't like grain.
But they like things that eat the grain.
That's right.
It's perfectly symbiotic.
Some cats were reportedly used as early warning systems for chemical attacks. World War I was the first conflict to see large-scale use of chemical weapons, and soldiers often had little warning before poison gas reached their positions. Britain is said to have sent hundreds of cats to the front because their heightened senses allowed them to react to dangerous gases before humans showed symptoms. Their behavior could provide soldiers with precious extra moments to put on a gas mask and seek cover.
Or to cuddle.
Or to cuddle.
Yeah. Those are precious moments.
Precious moments. Beyond their practical value, cats became important companions. Soldiers adopted them as pets, shared their rations, and often treated them as unofficial mascots. In an environment defined by constant danger, cats provided comfort and a connection to what was a normal life. One of the most famous trench cats was Patucci, a kitten adopted by Belgian Lieutenant Jean Lecault. Patucci had been born in the trenches and was orphaned when his mother was killed during the fighting. According to Lecault's account,
study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin. Saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
he was once observing German positions and sketching enemy artillery while hiding in a shell hole. So focused on his work, he failed to notice German soldiers approaching. One of the soldiers spotted movement and alerted his comrades, and at that moment, Patucci leapt from the shell hole onto a nearby piece of timber. The Germans fired at the cat, but missed. Believing they had mistaken the cat for a soldier, they laughed and continued on their way, saving Lecault, keeping him hidden and safely completing his reconnaissance. And Patucci was fine.
Oh, good.
There are also stories that cats carried messages between opposing troops during the Christmas truce of 1914. While the story is frequently repeated, historians have found little reliable evidence that cats were regularly used in this way. And if such incidents occurred, they don't appear in the best documented accounts of the truce. But it is kind of sweet, the idea that you could roll up a little note and stick it in the cat's collar and send them on the way to...
It's like a message in a bottle with feet.
Just like that. Another unusual wartime cat story involves a French cat named Felix. According to reports, military observers saw two cats and a dog moving between opposing lines and became concerned that they might be carrying messages. A French general reportedly ordered Felix captured and sentenced to death for treason. Whether that story is true at all is difficult to verify, but it does illustrate the sometimes surprising roles that animals played during the war. I can't say that I buy that story entirely.
No.
Especially since we can't even verify that messages were sent via cat, let alone that a cat was sentenced to death for treason for sending such messages.
It seems like that escalated quickly.
Yes. Cats may not have been official soldiers, but they performed valuable work throughout World War I. And like I said, it's impossible to know how many were used or served, because very often litters were born on the front.
Sure.
They controlled pests. They may have provided warnings of gas attacks. They served aboard ships and offered companionship to men living through one of history's most difficult conflicts. And of course, it's impossible to imagine how difficult that must have been. You know, you're so far away from home and everything is scary and you're wet and itchy and you're hungry and everything's bad. And then you've got a little kitten and you're giving them a little scritch and it feels like a little bit of normalcy.
I'll bet that seemed like a gift.
Yeah.
At the time. Because like you said, they were oftentimes up to their knees in mud in this trench where other soldiers have relieved themselves. Because you don't want to get shot by Germans while you're pooing. That would just be the ultimate humiliation.
It's true. Das Poop.
Yep.
Anyway, Ashley sent me the link for this story about cats serving in combat. And though I can't say I'm on board with the idea of volunteering animals to fight in a war, I do appreciate how amazing animals are. So, moral of the story is don't do this, but also neat, right?
Yeah.
I got my information from worldwar1.co.uk, World History Encyclopedia, World History Online, and A to Z Animals. If you'd like to see some really cute animals, I've included a slideshow about some of your animals in our most recent newsletter.
And if you have not signed up for the newsletter, it's free, and the link is at our website, theboxofoddities.com. We'll see you next time.
Until then, keep flying that freak flag.
And fly it proudly, you beautiful freak.
And so, let it be known that the Box of Oddities belongs to you, and its fate is in your hands. Therefore, it's been requested by those to whom I report to beseech you for assistance. We ask but one thing of you, to provide a 5-star rating and a positive review. True, that is 2 things. However, 'tis merely a 5-star rating and a positive review. Also, subscribe to us. Okay, so 3 things is all we ask. 3 things and 3 things only. Henceforth, the Box of Oddities commits to the telling of stories. Stories of the strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. We wish to offer our deeply felt gratitude and appreciation for your patronage. TheBoxOfOddities.com. Copyright 2026, all rights reserved.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.